Hi, ladies and gentlemen, Morino Ravenberg here. This is part one of an astrology series that I'm going to do. I'm going to explain in layman terms what astrology is and how it works, just for the average viewer, for non-occultists as well as occultists or people that just have a general interest in zodiac signs and whatnot. Okay. We're going to start off with the basics. I'm going to explain things in a short and strong way, the way that I'm used to working and operating. So we're going to start off with the basics. What you're seeing right now, is an astrological chart. This is what a chart looks like. This is astrological software. It's called Solar Fire. It's the best software that I've ever come across. This is the software that I use in general or by default. So as you can see, this is what it looks like. Solar Fire Gold version 706. And this is my natal chart. Natal chart is simply the planetary constellation under which I was born. I am going to explain things one by one, bit by bit, and piece by piece, so that it's just viewable without any baggage whatsoever. I wanted to say too much baggage, but screw that. Okay, without any baggage whatsoever. Um, when you're casting a chart, for example, it depends on what kind of astrology you want to practice. But in general, we're going to start off with natal astrology. Natal astrology simply means that your personality is subject to the planetary constellations under which you were born, the constellation, sorry, under which you were born, regardless of any material attribute. So it doesn't matter what ethnicity you are, what race you are, it doesn't matter what part of the world you were born in, you name it. Okay, this has to do with you as an individual. The simple theory behind this practical endeavor is that every person in the world, regardless of physical attributes like I just mentioned, and basically subject to advancements in terms of social class and whatnot, so or societal class. Every person, God has given every person. That's it, roughly stated in a nutshell. God has given every person uh, a certain set of character traits and skills. And this is where the whole saying of know thyself comes into play. Know thyself and thou shalt know God. Even for people that don't believe in God, if an atheist is watching this, for example, you don't have to believe any of that, okay? You don't have to work with the phrase God. You can just say the universe, whatever. Bottom line is that each person is assigned a certain set of characteristics at birth or even before birth, better said, and it's all dependent on the planetary constellations under which you were born. Long story short, regardless of what you want to believe, the fact of the matter is that everything is predestined. Our entire existence, whether you want to believe that a higher form is doing it or not, is orchestrating everything or not. Nah, everything is predestined. Okay, but I'm not going to drift off course. We're going to start off with natal astrology. And like I said, natal astrology, the benefit of natal astrology is that you can get to know yourself and know exactly what kind of character traits you possess. And you'll see that everything is right down to the letter as long as everything is applied correctly. This is my own natal chart. If you'll see on the left here, this is my full name, Moreno Ravenberg. This is the kind of chart it is, a natal chart. I was born on September the 29th, 1985. That's a Sunday. I was born at 1:25 p.m. in the afternoon. The BZT you're seeing here is the time zone. Um, and I was born in Paramaribo, Suriname. Suriname is a small country in South America. Paramaribo is the capital, and these are the coordinates, geographical coordinates. You can ignore that. And last but not least, the general astrological settings for the software. Geocentric, the tropical is a house system, Placidus, and so on. Okay, you don't have to worry about that. It's just working by default. Let's get down to the practical part of everything. Okay, you can see 12 pie shaped slices 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we're going to start off with the first one. The first one is the house of Aries. Okay, this house, the first is called, all of these slices are called houses. The first thingy is the first slice is the first astrological house, and it's ruled by the zodiac sign Aries. The zodiac sign Aries is ruled by is ruled in its turn by the planet Mars. is ruled by the planet Mars, and general characteristics of or general things that this house rules over within natal astrology is your physical temperament, okay, your physical demeanor and appearance, what you look like physically, uh, a certain part of your life, the first phase of your life, let's just say the first 25 to 30 years of your life. Let's see how others see you, self-awareness, self-interest, life and health to some extent, like I just said. And here, things that Aries rules over. Uh, so those are the general things that the house of Aries deals with. That's the first astrological house. Okay, these are just general things that the first house deals with, and I'll show you the practical application. Okay, in my first house, okay, when I was born, Jupiter was there, and Jupiter, as you can see, was 7 degrees in Aquarius. This is the sign of Aquarius. This symbol that you're seeing is the symbol of Aquarius, and Jupiter. This R stands for retrograde. Jupiter was going retrograde when I was born in Aquarius in the first house. Um, that in this case, the practical application, what that means is that I stand out. Okay, I draw attention to myself. Jupiter is the planet that rules abundance. Okay, so where Jupiter is located when you were born basically indicates where there will be an abundance of any quality or any character trait present. And again, this house, the house of Aries, the first astrological house, one of the things that it deals with is how people see you and view you. And it deals with also the first part of life and so on. The fact that Jupiter is here indicates that I indicate shortly summarized that I stand out. There's an abundance in the way that people see me. Okay, that's why it's in Aquarius. Okay, it means that I gain attention from the public, and which is true. I gain attention anywhere I go and everywhere I show my face, even if it's only for a couple of days. This is something that I've noticed my entire life, and this simply confirms it. A retrograde in general is bad news. Okay, when a planet's going retrograde, it means that it's going in the opposite direction, astrologically speaking. Not literally, because that's impossible. A planet can go in the opposite direction, as far as I know. But it's not about the literal aspect. Okay, it's about the spiritual aspect and the figurative aspect of everything. That's the whole point of astrology. Um, Jupiter going retrograde for me is bad news. What Jupiter going retrograde means is that the first part of my life is filled with struggle, has been filled with struggle and strife and pain and misery, which is true. Okay, I things are going fine in my life now. I'm 32 at this recording, but the first 25, between the first 25 and the first 30 years, I mean, up until the first 25 or first 30 years of my life, life was not easy, to say the least. Okay, to say the slightest. But that you get the gist. Okay, that's what it basically means. Other things that it means, also my physical appearance. It indicates that I am skinny. I'm slim and slender regarding physical posture and build. That's because Jupiter is going retrograde. Okay, when again, like I said, when a planet is going retrograde, it basically means the opposite of what of the energy that that planet manifests in one's life, or it means the opposite in terms of character traits being bestowed upon someone at birth or slight right up to birth itself. If Jupiter wasn't going retrograde, I'd be tremendously obese. I think I'd be at the very least significantly obese, and yeah, that's what it means. Okay. Other things that Jupiter in general in this house means stands that I'm also a generous person. I'm kind-hearted, and I am an overall good guy, and so on. Okay, but things that you can glean right away from this placement. Okay, all you have to remember is that this house deals with the first part of life. It deals with one's physical appearance, and it deals with one's and it deals with the way others see you in life. Those are just simple things that you can remember. And in my case, Jupiter being here basically stands for Jupiter being here, okay, in Aquarius and going retrograde. Basically means that there's an abundance or a lack of abundance in in certain parts. Of course, the rest of the chart helps you work out exactly what uh, what what is the case or what is applicable and what isn't. Okay, but right off the bat, in this case, it means that I possess a lack of any kind of physical abundant appearance. So again, that means that I'm skinny. That means that I'm short in build and demeanor. I'm short in stature. If Jupiter wasn't going retrograde, I'd be obese, I would be tall, I'd be muscular, but I'm the exact opposite. That's why Jupiter is going retrograde. And Jupiter going in Aquarius indicates that there's an abundance in the way that people see me. And Jupiter going retrograde again, applied to the first part of my life, indicates that the first part of my life has been filled with adversity and trials. Jupiter generally deals with prosperity and abundance and all good things. So imagine what the exact opposite means. The exact opposite means a lack of any kind of abundance and prosperity whatsoever in the first part of my life, which all of which are true. And that is it in a nutshell regarding the first house.